Other leagues set to tip off this summer. Needham believes sports could bring record live TV ratings for these beaten down media companies. For more, let's bring in Laura Martin. She's managing director and media analyst at Needham and Company. Laura, it's good to have you back. And listen, we all hope you're right. But, I wonder if people, there's a lot of dynamics right now with sports. It's very political. There's a lot of difference in the experience of the game with the empty MLB stadiums the other night and things like that. Do you really think people are going to have that much pent-up demand to say, I have to watch this product?
I really do. Like, we had PGA golf hit record levels, almost 6 million viewers over the whole term, just because people are really craving competition, unscripted. And although, and people are really tired of reruns, and we don't think that either movie cinemas will open in the second half, nor will there be TV production that will allow new content. And I think people are just going to get sick of looking at this library product on Netflix and Hulu and CBS All Access. And it's going to be refreshing to have 7 pro leagues are going to be competing.
Which is a lot. You're right. And maybe it gets people back into that mindset of, hey, I'm relieved I can sit down and flip the TV on again and catch, one of these competitions. And there'll be a curiosity factor, I'm sure, the novelty of how a lot of these leagues, like the basketball league in particular, are going to play. So who do you think, which sports do you expect to be most popular? Which companies do you think will benefit the most as a result?
Well, the largest, of course, the NFL, $16 billion a year in revenue, of which $8 billion of it is media rights. And so when you look at Disney and Viacom and Fox, by far their biggest payments go to the NFL, and the NFL starts exhibition games on August 13th with the 2 New York teams. So I think that could be a really big driver of people reconnecting to the TV ecosystem. And I think Cord Nevers will actually try it, just because it's going to start dominating the headlines, all these matchups and games. And so I think that will onboard a bunch of people into the TV ecosystem that either were lapsed because there's no live sports on, or are now looking for something new that isn't news, right? Because news is so divisive, and gameplay is very uniting. Yeah, no, and
Laura, I remember the last time we spoke, we were talking about video games. We were talking about just the incredible numbers there, the demand, and so forth. And I do just wonder if there's a whole generation that grew up playing video games that is just not as interested in watching live sports. Think about NASCAR, which had its apex in the early 2000s, was hit by the financial crisis, and has literally never recovered, even this summer with nothing else on. They saw a little bit of a bump, but not much. Who's to say the NFL, the other major sports leagues, aren't going to go the same way? I mean, what's to say that we should expect there to be this permanent level of societal interest?
Because there's too much money at stake. That would be my answer. There's $46 billion of direct revenue that go to these sports, and the owners are the smartest people on earth. They are generally billionaires. So the notion that esports, I get it. Esports is incredibly engaging, but the notion that these owners are going to walk away from $46 billion of value and just roll over and play dead, no way. I wouldn't bet that. And by the way, nearly every league, the players share between 47% of total net revenue at the NFL level, 50% at the NHL level. These players aren't going to let that happen either. So welcome to competition. These are competitive people, and they are going to try to onboard those young men that are playing video games today.
I'm hungry for sports to come back. I'll watch a game in front of no fans, lots of fans. I know Kelly is a sports fan and wants it coming back too. But I wonder, Laura, whether we're going to get into a situation where we go from a dearth of sports products to a glut of them. This is going to be the first time ever when the NHL, the NBA, MLB, Major League Soccer, the NFL will all be competing for mind share and eyeballs at the same time.
Totally great point, and I love it, because once you subscribe because you want to watch your core product, like let's say you're an MLS fan, well, it's easy to turn the channel and start dabbling in NASCAR, which is starting, or the NBA, which is starting. Normally, as you know, these things are seasoned, so you could sort of subscribe for a certain number of weeks or a certain month for the season, and then you stop watching. But now it's going to be super easy to sample all these competitive game sets, which I think is going to be better for all the sports in the end.
Fascinating. Laura, it's great to have you. Thank you so much.